Good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley, joined with meteorologist Ethan Emery on this fine Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, it is. We might want to check the audio because it might be a little too high.
Might be a little too high.
Turn.
And we're going back down.
-10.
-10.
There we go.
And then we go about here. All right. Now
good.
we're not yelling at you. Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley, of course, joined by Ethan Emery.
Yeah.
I'm driving the boat this afternoon. And so roll with the punches, as we will, of course, but we're here to give you that first alert on, today's going to be relatively warm, just not as warm as yesterday, right?
No, so if you liked the 60s and 70s, we had a high of 72 at the Lunkin Airport yesterday. That's kind of a distant memory at this point. But yeah, today is not too bad. Tomorrow's not bad either, but I'll tell you what, compared to the weekend, we'll take it. This is nice.
I know. This weekend is going to be turning for the chilly side of things, as per usual, to wrap up the national, which should be a national chilly week, right?
Yeah.
We're wrapping it up with some chilly temperatures. Let's take a look at the temperature difference, though, in which we did see a decent drop in those temperatures over the last couple of afternoons. So here in Florence, we have dropped just about 8 degrees from this time yesterday. And in Milford, down about 7 degrees from yesterday. Maysville, pretty similar. Let's take a look at those temperatures here in just a second. Again, rolling with the punches. All right, there we go. Now she's trying to work with us. There we go. Yeah, we're at 49 there in Mason and Milford. We got a pair of 50 degrees down in Dry Ridge and Brooksville. Same with Batesville. You're in the 50s party as well. Generally speaking, if you are seeing those extra peaks of sun, you're feeling a lot better, a little bit more spring-like, that's for sure. And hey, we'll take it, because just a little over 48 hours from now, we're tracking a little bit of a cold front coming on through, and it's going to take these temperatures and it's going to make them feel a little bit more normal for this time of year, but perhaps a lot chillier than what we've just been feeling the last couple of days.
Yeah, and you were looking at some model data earlier, and the wretched 4-letter word showing up this weekend. I'll let you break the bad news, Erin.
I know. It's not a lot of bad news. It's just a little bit of bad news. And of course, it's very subjective, right?
For sure.
Just tracking a little bit of snow in that first alert 7-day forecast. We'll talk about that here in just a second. I do want to bring you what right now things look like on satellite and radar, which pretty quiet out there, especially compared to what some of us were falling asleep to last night, which was a little bit of rain and a few rumbles of thunder after that afternoon in the upper 60s, lower 70s from yesterday. Right now, partly sunny skies seen east of the area, starting to see a little bit of clouds there towards Connorsville, north of Cincinnati, and just southwest of Dayton. Yeah, maybe a little bit of rain showers on tap there for your evening, but generally speaking, it's a weak cold front. Not too bad at all. Maybe knock down those temperatures just a little bit heading overnight, but nothing too dramatic, especially as we're heading into the weekend. Relatively cold. High 53 today. Again, just a chance for showers seen south and a little bit east of the area as well, towards West Virginia. Again, an isolated shower possible this afternoon. I don't think you need to cancel any plans for this. I mean, low 50s, any slight chance of a shower. We're getting a taste of spring.
Yeah, for certain. And I'll tell you what, we got more spring-like weather coming up next week, which we'll dive into the 7-day forecast, because it's nice. The cold conditions and the potential for snow flurries, it's short-lived. So if you're dreading the cold, if you're dreading the snow, fortunately, it's not going to be here very long, which is ideal considering that Saturday is March 1st. It's hard to believe, too.
I know, and then we're also springing forward on the 9th, which is really on the horizon as well. So more daylight, 1 hour less sleep. You take it however you will.
It's the worst Sunday of the year for me. I cannot stand losing an hour of sleep. My whole week is shifted.
I know, I'm going to flip the desk. I'm like, no, thank you. We don't have to worry about much today. Your weather, pretty inactive. It's just a little bit of showers to accompany you on those plans. Let's take a look at what that looks like here on our first alert weather model, 51 towards 130 this afternoon. So within the next hour, just reaching that forecast high in near 53 degrees here in Cincinnati. Here's 5 o'clock. Notice those showers firing off east of the area. And a little bit south, maybe a few rumbles of thunder to pair with those mid-50s.
Yeah, and one thing I do want to point out too is we saw this yesterday over towards the Dayton area, also towards Indianapolis, and with this being kind of that secondary front, so to speak, it's not a really strong front, but you have that colder air just above the surface, so these are a little bit of convective showers where you're going to have that hail easily develop. So small hail is a possibility this afternoon too, but nothing that's going to be large or damaging, but you might notice some of those little pellets of ice.
Yeah, let us know. Submit your photos on our website, fox19.com, right? We get into your evening. Again, if you see the showers, very short-lived, about 1/10 of an inch, maybe. Again, that's being generous. Most of us, especially west rather, you guys are going to escape the rain mostly. Here's what we're looking at 8:30. Again, most things starting to dry up before the sun fully sets, which, keep in mind, starting to get later and later as we see the approach of said Ethan's least favorite day, March 9th.
Yeah. The only takeaway from it is the fact that you get those later sunsets. And I appreciate it because I like working outside and such. And the worst part about it is you have to end it in like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. But now we're getting to the point where it's a little more manageable.
A little bit more manageable, not too bad at all. In fact, maybe a beautiful ride home on whatever highway you take, right?
Yeah. I take Columbia Parkway.
Same.
Yeah.
So that would be a beautiful one, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's what we're looking at in terms of rainfall totals. Again, nothing too big at all, just enough to say it happened. 1/10 of an inch, all rain. But like Ethan touched on just a second ago, or maybe a minute ago at this point, since now it's 12:08, we're tracking the slightest chance of some snow in that 7-day forecast. And that's because we're seeing those temperatures drop into the weekend. But it's Thursday. What about Friday? Let's talk about Friday, which is the big weather story is going to be about these winds, folks. So today you'll notice them. Tomorrow you'll really notice them. And then they'll start to lessen in intensity by the afternoon on Saturday. So here's what we're looking at this afternoon. This is 3:30 for future wind gusts, about 30 miles per hour. We take you into Friday afternoon. We're talking up to and around 40 miles per hour as well. And instead of tomorrow being about a slight chance of rain and breezes, it's a good amount of sun in that forecast too. Mostly sunny skies to pair with these 40 mile per hour wind gusts.
For sure. And this is one of those days where when you have those sunny days, and actually somebody who we both got the privilege of taking classes with, Christine at OU.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things that she taught, as well as my forecast instructor, about mixing when you have that sunshine, because you have that heating of the ground and you get that cooler air that's being lifted. You get that mixing wind. That's one of the situations where the sunshine's actually creating more windy conditions. If there was more cloudy, it would still be breezy, just given the setup we have in the pattern.
Yeah.
But that sunshine, though it's nice and it feels warm, it's aiding in these gusty winds.
Yeah, no kidding. It all comes with something, right? Some people, it'll be a nice little greeting of a nice spring breeze because, again, it's not going to be too bad tomorrow. It's not until the weekend that those temperatures really start to plummet. Again, nothing too extreme in terms of the cold, but definitely a lot colder than what the last couple of days have brought. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our Facebook comments to see what's going on down there. Any questions, by all means. Would love to hear them as well. So we've got John. He lives up in the Columbus, Ohio area. Why was there such a temperature difference between central Ohio and Cincinnati yesterday? It only got up to 45 degrees. That's a fantastic question. And so that's because we had this bigger system, right, that's bringing us the chance for rain this afternoon. It's the same system that brought us the warm temperatures yesterday. It didn't lift far enough north to include Columbus. I used to work in Toledo, and they only reached about the low 40s yesterday, and we were knocking on the door of 70. So it's that warm front of that much bigger system, right? It only lifted so far north, so that's the whole reason as to why, yeah, John, you weren't exactly cooking up there, but here in Cincinnati, we were. Susan, well, thank you so much. I'm very happy to be back in Cincinnati. And for those of you who are just now tuning in, yes, I'm the newest weekend meteorologist here at Fox 19. I'm privileged to be here, and I'm from Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I know.
Goshen High School grad, OU grad at Ohio University, and it's nice to have you here back home.
Thank you. It's again like I don't take it lightly at all. I've made my trips around each of the corners of Ohio, except for Cleveland, but
We will talk about Cleveland.
we're not going to talk about Cleveland.
So you got a few comments on my Facebook page too. I'll let you read those.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oops. Hi, Susan. Thanks so much for tuning in, and good afternoon, Darla. It's a beautiful windy day in Aurora with a few clouds, of course. Okay, not too bad, very spring-like, right? And then we've got Jane also chiming in saying hello. Hello, Jane. Happy Thursday to you all. Thanks so much for tuning in this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up that 7-day now that we've rolled through some of these comments. And again, bear with me. The software on this side of things is
We'll
not
have to figure
cooperating.
that out afterwards. We'll have to call our engineer.
I know, if he's not already on the other side of the door. Yeah. All right, let's take you in over the next several days. We've got breezy conditions this afternoon and a few afternoon showers, again, isolated and mainly happening, again, east of the area. Now, Friday, partly cloudy, windy. I'd say that's your pick day out of the next, 7 days. And now that I'm looking at it, Ethan, 59 degrees and partly cloudy. Yes, it's going to be windy, but we're also going to take it with a bit of sun. Then we're cooling down into that weekend. Saturday, we start at 39 degrees, but by the afternoon, we're dropping to about 34 degrees. And that comes with a chance for flurries. That's a very small cold front that we were talking about a few minutes ago at the beginning of the show. And yeah, it's going to bring with it just a bit of snow. It's, again, nothing to cancel any plans over. It's enough to say it happened.
Yep, the backdoor cold fronts, those always are a nuisance between making things just downright cold in the afternoon and then also that little flurry. Just reminds you that it's just, hey, it's still winter. Although, as meteorologists, I've mentioned this a few times, we get our own seasons.
We do. Our new season starts with the turn of the month, which is Saturday, right?
Yep, March 1st is Saturday.
Time doesn't exist usually in my brain. But yeah, Saturday, March 1st, the first day of meteorological spring. And it's coming in a little bit cold for spring.
Yeah, definitely cold, especially Sunday morning. My goodness.
I know. That cold front really kicks, not only it kicks past the area, tumbles down those temperatures. We're going to see some clear skies there for Sunday, which allows those temperatures in the morning to drop as low as we're forecasting, in the low 20s. Yeah, that means sunny skies towards the afternoon, but not after we get through a nice layer of frost on the morning drive, right? So give yourself some extra time. If you have any early morning plans for Sunday, 37 that afternoon, not too bad at all. Then we're tracking a little bit of a rise in temperatures, if that's how you want to put it there. We're jumping about 10 degrees between Sunday and Monday, and then we're jumping another 10 degrees by Tuesday. So between Sunday and Tuesday, 48 hours, we're jumping 20 degrees, but in the positive direction. We're going to be feeling a lot more spring-like and looking a lot more spring-like by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And we're seeing signs of a bigger system impacting much of the eastern United States. And we want to give you the first alert that we're likely going to get some showers between Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, and could very well bring with it some thunderstorms too as well, with a near 60-degree highs. So something to keep in mind. Yeah,
and we usually get comments, people asking about the severe weather chances, and what have you seen so far this morning on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's pointing to a situation in which we could be seeing some heavy winds, maybe some hail with these big temperature fluctuations in the days leading up to it. I mean, it's too early to sit here and be like, Wednesday morning we're gonna get this, and this is how much of this is we're gonna get. I would say, I mean, if you're trying to prioritize plans, figure out next week, or maybe you need to find another way to work. Maybe you need to find some childcare, something like that, to plan around the weather. I'd say you're kind of looking at Wednesday with that chance for thunder and wind. There we go.
I was blocking it. I wanted to make sure people could see it.
Yeah, so the showers will start Tuesday. That's that warm front that we're seeing. So Wednesday is what we're tracking for a greater possibility of those thunderstorms coming into the mix. That's that cold front starting to kick on through. So with it comes, those typical risks, right? Hail, winds, and of course, lightning and thunder. And of course, that's day 7 of a 7-day forecast.
Yeah, and I will say, For those of you who have family or friends down towards the deep south,
Yeah.
they've got a moderate risk of severe weather already for Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, that's granted far out of our viewing area. So again, that's mainly well south. We encourage you to head to our website for a little bit more information on that in particular, whereas here, it's mainly going to be your typical thunderstorm system.
For sure.
We'll be watching it very closely for you guys, though.
Yeah, and I only brought it up just to consider the fact that this is a pretty big system, and that's why we're seeing this quick rise in temperature so much. But I'll tell you what, we're just getting right into spring, which I don't know if anyone's really complaining about that, right?
I don't think anyone's complaining about it. Maybe my sinuses are. Maybe some other people's sinuses are. I thought it was the move at first. I was like, oh, maybe the move is what's making me feel a little funky. But could very well be this roller coaster of temperatures, right? 60 degrees between Friday and then back to 34 for Saturday. I mean, that's over a 20-degree jump within 24 hours. I'm sure some people are going to be feeling it in their bones, quite literally. The pressure changes as well. And then, of course, as things go down, they will eventually come right back up. So we in Toledo, we have a name for a forecast like this. We call this a charcuterie board of a forecast because it has a little bit of everything. Has some sun. This one's got a lot of clouds, yes, but it's got some sun. It's got the cold. It's got the freezing cold. It's got the warm. It's got the unseasonably warm. I mean, it really does have a little taste of everything, even that bit of snow, too.
I tell you what, Ohio likes to party because we get charcuterie forecasts all the time, so it seems.
Every week, we're dishing out charcuterie. Here you go. You have
some
one.
Fancy cheese, some olives, some
Someone should start paying us for the
prosciutto.
charcuterie. Some prosciutto. Get some olives. And I'll go ahead and roll with the comments one more time. Nothing new except for Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Thank you. I'm happy to be back in Cincinnati. Anything on your side of things?
Yeah, so Cindy also says hi.
Hi, Cindy.
Darla
Hi, Darla.
asks, have you heard anything about another eclipse? I read there was another one, not sure when, but we could see it without glasses or anything? ?
Okay, so I know the next big eclipse, it's not going to be anything like the one we saw on April 8th of 2024. The next big eclipse, it's decades down the line.
Yeah. We do have a comment here that's clarifying. Cindy chimes in, says it's a lunar eclipse, and according to Sydney, it's saying March 14th. We're going to confirm that real quick.
Yeah, real quick. March 14th. I mean, that makes sense. Oh, a blood moon, too. Oh, fun. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here. That's some information. Yeah, total lunar eclipse. That's going to be on March 13th to the 14th, so that night, visible across the night side. So what exactly makes it a blood moon? I wanna find that out. A blood moon, that is when it kind of looks a little spooky, right? But it's all just a trick of light. They call it a blood moon because it's kind of dimmed, so it's a little bit of a red look to it. Have you seen these things? They're huge.
Yeah.
And they're kind of weird looking. I wish I could put it back here so I could show you guys, but I mean, you can Google it yourself. So something to look forward to. Hopefully we get some clear skies to go with it, because in order to see this, in order to see a lunar eclipse, you have to have clear skies, right? So yeah, that's going to be March 13th into the 14th. Not too far away. All right, any other questions?
So Cindy said thank you and sorry, I don't know your name. This is meteorologist Erin Ashley.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Erin Ashley. Yeah, I should probably introduce myself every single time I get on here, at least for the next couple of weeks. I'm the newest meteorologist here at Fox 19. You can find me on weekend evenings now, well, I guess starting Sunday.
Yep, you'll be here on 19 at 6 on Saturday, you and I both, and then Sunday, we're giving you the keys, we're letting you take off.
Going driving. Right now, this is like me. What is this? This is the go-kart of.
Go-kart.
Yeah.
A lot of turns, a lot of twists.
A lot of turns, a lot of twists, a lot of trying to fix the audio.
This is like the go-karts at Scene 75.
I love Scene 75. It's so fun. We had our after prom there. Anyways, John, at least it's getting above freezing during the day, a lot better than the deep freeze we had a few weeks ago. And yeah, I experienced that deep freeze farther north, and so we were sitting with highs in the single digits for a while. And so whenever I'm not gonna lie, like when I saw the chili icon for this weekend, I was like, that's I feel like that's normal. It's not. For Cincinnati, that is chilly. But for Toledo, that's pretty normal for this time of year. So bear with me as I still buckle in and get used to or get reacclimated to Cincinnati weather, which is usually just a hair warmer.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, usually. So we got one more comment here from our friend Ashley. Says, "Hi there. Was wondering if you could please warm up the weekend temperatures. Okay, thanks."
I know. Why did Mother Nature have to put the really nice days in the middle of the work week when both of us were in the building? When many people are in their buildings. I know. I guess the bright side of this, Ashley, is going to be plenty of sun between the 2 days. I mean, Saturday morning, yeah, you have to dodge some snowflakes. Again, nothing extreme, maybe a bit breezy as well. But by Sunday, we're already on the come up, 37 degrees. I know you Cincinnati folk are like, oh my gosh, that's so cold.
You're part of Cincinnati folk too.
I know, but for the last 6 years, I've been sitting here being like, 37? Oh, that's not bad. But it is chilly.
It's all relative.
It is all relative, and again, no weather's bad weather. It's just how are you going to look at it. You want to have the layers at the ready for this weekend, and then you'll put them right away. Any other questions we have rolling on through?
Ashley says, "Thanks for the silver lining."
Oh my gosh, of course. Of course, it's all relative, right? It's what we do.
Yeah, so I'm afraid we're going to wrap this up soon because now the night is coming up here in about 7 minutes or so.
All right, yeah. So that's my cue to start to get off the boat. Thanks so much for...
It's like the producer in our ears. Wrap.
Except it's the clock. It's the clock, and it's like, Erin, press the buttons. All right, I'll go ahead and stop talking here, but I appreciate you all tuning in this afternoon with me. Meteorologist Emery. We'll have the latest model data coming in, the first alert, if you will, on what to expect for that snow, maybe a little bit of snow there for Saturday morning, and then also give you that first look at that bigger system for next week, which of course we'll be watching very, very closely. Anything else, Ethan?
I think you wrapped it up well.
Awesome. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday.